Hey AfterBuzzers, welcome to an all-new Better Things after show here at AfterBuzz TV. Tonight we're covering Season 1, Episode 4, titled Woman is the Something of Something, and we have something to say about that, so please stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much again for tuning in to the Better Things after show here at AfterBuzz TV. I'm your host, Sam Davidson. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at SamD43. Of course, I have my two beautiful ladies here with me. Let's introduce ourselves.
Hi, I'm HY So Fly, coming to you live. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Heather Yerrid.
Hey guys, I'm Renee Ariel, and you can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at Renee Ariel, and make sure you check out my blog, catslipstickla.com.
And I would personally just like to introduce Heather's alter ego. You know, it's out tonight, so we thought we would, give it a try.
I mean, HY So Fly.
I don't think we really have a choice.
fly.
Yeah, this is normally, like, HY So Fly might be my normal self, and Heather Yerrid's my alter ego. You never know.
Well, I think Sam, not myself, but Sam on the show would really understand. Of course, guys, please keep on commenting. Tweet us, hashtag ABTV Better Things. We see what you guys say. We appreciate it. We want to hear more. Tonight, how does all feel in different ways? I feel kind of sometimes like what I feel about the episode, you guys feel the opposite.
Yeah, I definitely felt opposite of you this time around.
Yeah.
This was one of the funniest shows I've seen yet. Because last week, I think I mentioned it, it was a little bit of like, I was like, But this one, I was like, I was laughing half the time.
I felt that way about last week.
Yeah.
I did laugh a lot this episode. I feel like, for me, is I'm just waiting for some romantic interest to, like, stick around. And I know the show's very realistic, and no one stays. Like, I get that, and I get that dating, just whatever. But I'm like, that's what I'm waiting for, I mean, don't get me wrong. I enjoy every episode. I think she's hysterical. I think the kids are very annoying, but very funny. And I enjoy every episode. I think there's just like that one piece that I'm like waiting for.
Yeah.
Someone to stay.
So you want to see sex on the show is what I hear you saying.
Yes, I would just like to watch.
They were talking about, boner medication.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that
Did
was
appreciate that part.
Yeah.
A really funny part, I thought, and this is one of the things I thought was so sad, how it started with Sam and what seemed like a homeless woman, but probably isn't homeless, just...
I thought she was.
I mean, you really think she has these kids that, like, live in all these different states and are doing well, and they're going to let their mom be homeless?
Yeah.
I thought that was like the lesson of it.
That's, I mean...
They'll leave you with nothing, and then it goes to the car.
My mom
kids
always
do.
says to me, you guys better take care of me, and if you don't, I'm just going to be on the streets. And I'm like, of course we wouldn't. I've already guaranteed her my non-existent guest house.
That's so nice of you.
Did you just hear the Freudian slip that you did, Sam? You go, of course we wouldn't. I'm already promising her my non-existent guest house. That was a Freudian slip. You said, of course I wouldn't, instead of course I would.
I did. I heard it as well.
No, I mean, of course I wouldn't put her on the street.
You're like, of course I wouldn't take care of my mom.
Sure, that's what you
Oh,
meant.
would I do
God,
that?
no. See, maybe that's why this made me so sad, because I'm afraid I'm going to do that to my mom.
Maybe you are, and guess what? That's okay. Maybe that's your destiny.
No, it is not, Heather. Shut up.
Maybe it's time
Heather's
for you to think of
psychic,
yourself.
so-
No.
Thank you.
This is scary when Heather's the one being like, Sam, you're going to abandon your mom and leave her on the street.
Thank you, Renee, because I agree with you. It is the scary thing.
You know, I speak truth. It is what it is, I just tell you what I see. That doesn't mean you're a bad person. It just means that
Well, I don't-
you know
Sorry.
what you want to do and what's best for your higher good.
No way. I would have my mom sleeping in my bed if she didn't have a place to sleep.
I believe
Like,
that. I
into
believe
that.
that. I believe it.
I would
That's
store
your
her in the
bestie.
bathroom.
That's your bestie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unlike these children on this show, man, they treat their mama like poopy.
Oh my gosh, they just scream. Max's voice, out of all the voices, Max annoys me the most. Like all the time. Stop.
I
How
know.
old is she? How old is she again?
16?
Yeah, like, ugh.
I don't know. I just know that she's dramatic.
I
And
really-
she tells her mom not to be dramatic.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
I really wish that this, okay, so there's 10 episodes, I want to say, total. After next week, we'll be halfway through. We have to meet Dad. I think we've been talking
Yeah.
about Dad for a while. Father of her children. And we still don't really know what happened or who he is. And I feel as though maybe once we meet him, then we'll understand these kids a little bit more.
I mean, I just think these are kids today. Dad there, dad not there. These are very rich, entitled kids. I mean, she said it best, Momstein bar. I thought that was hilarious. You guys know what that comes from.
Bar?
Yeah, Epstein bar, right? Mono is another form of that, I think. It's something tied to it. But, like, Momstein bar was hilarious. And I don't know if we're going to be the dad because it's such a feminine themed show. No. Especially with that quote that the homeless, I think she was homeless, that the homeless lady said.
She was totally homeless.
Yeah, you can't be a mom all the time. You got to be a lady. I preach that to my girlfriends.
With a man in between you, making you feel good.
I preach that to my friends. I'm like, if you identify yourself as a role, like if you become a mom, you're like, oh, I'm a mother. I can't give a blowjob now. Well, you gave a blowjob to get me to marry you. So if you're going to now just be a mom, then what are we doing? I feel like so many women do that. They lose themselves in that momism and that momhood. Oh, I can't not wear a seatbelt. I'm a mom. I can't drink. I'm a mom. I can't have sex. I'm a mom. You guys don't hear that?
It is a lot of responsibility.
None of my friends are moms.
Yeah, I forgot. Sorry. I actually just said that and I was like, oh shit, I don't think they have friends.
I'm 22. I don't know. Well, I do have like a couple friends who are moms, but I haven't heard I'm a mom.
Yeah, God, I hear it all the time and it's annoying. Stop it. Okay.
I have heard I'm a dad. I can't watch these kinds of movies because I'm a dad.
Oh,
and that I don't get.
Who are you seeing that's a dad and not a mom, Renee? Jesus.
No one.
Now I'm worried. I'm really worried.
Speaking of going for the younger ones, they did the same thing.
Anyways, so what are we talking about?
Looked like you exposed something.
What did you tell? You didn't tell me. Well, there's a lot of stuff we don't know. We will say that. And when you go 4 episodes in and you don't tell us much, our imaginations go wild, as you can see this evening. Because,
awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, but I also am at the point where I want more. And I get it's this day in the life kind of thing, but it's also a TV show, and a TV show needs to have, exposition and some sort of through story, which I'm starting to get a little bit with Sam's career. We saw possibly a bit of a win, but it wasn't.
I mean, like, I get it because I totally would have rather had Rachel McAdams because I love Rachel McAdams and I think she's like a goddess. But at the same time, I wanted Sam to have it.
Yeah.
It would have been good for her. I mean, not that she even wanted it, apparently, because of where we ended up. She was like, great, I can go on this trip with my daughter.
Because she never was able to.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't remember what exposition means, to be honest with you. When you say
it means like, when you're going over the mountain and it reaches the top before it goes down. That's the best way that I know to explain it.
Ah, okay, no, that's perfect. All right. Yeah, I think this is really kind of what we talked about when we were watching it together. Like, this is a just real life show. Like, the battery and the fire alarm, I lost it.
I loved that.
I lost it. I cannot tell you how many times I've done that. Even in my apartment now in LA, randomly at random times, it'll be like, beep, and my dog flips out, and I'm like, what the, but I'm still chasing to find out which one it is. I lost it. I was like, that is the best part of this show tonight. But it's something so simple, so stupid, and some people might have been like, what is that? But I don't know what word is the right word for that, but I feel like that's what this show is. It's just realism, these everyday things that you actually see that are annoying, so you can do what you said, but it made you feel bad this time, which is like, God, I've been there. Like, that's my life.
Well, do you want to know why that scene made me feel bad? Is because 2 out of the 3 of the smoke detectors in my apartment are ripped out of the ceiling. Because I didn't know how to turn them off.
I rip them out too, man.
So I ripped them and then
out?
Yeah, I do it almost every apartment that I have. By the they're 6 months, a year. Nope, those things are gone. Yeah. And I had fire people come in to check. They wrote us all an email that they were going to check our things. He comes in and I was like, and it was 9:30, and I was like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I ripped it out of the ceiling. And he was like, I don't care, I'm not looking at that.
Did he fix it?
No. He did it. They're still sitting there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did feel that because that does happen. And yes, we think we can handle it. And of course, she answers in her underwear. There's all these kids. But
oh my God, Max again, orgy. I said that was the first episode. I was like, oh, they're like all hooking up.
So many friends.
6 girls, and all in their underwear.
Yeah, but like again, maybe that's just how kids hang out these days. I don't know.
I do know my
they
little
all
sister.
Went out like that.
They all hang. Yeah, like my dad, who he had 3 of us, and then years later he had 2 more. And he was tired at that point, but the one that just started freshman year of college now, he would just let her have a bunch of kids in her room, and I would be there and I'd be like, Dad, what the hell? Like 3 boys just emerged from Bella's bedroom, and he was like, oh, they're her friends. Like it was a point of, I'm tired. And okay, well, at least they're here, and I don't hear guns, and I mean, hopefully they're not shooting up or whatever. But
Shooting up heroin?
yeah, God, I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think, what can you hear them doing that are bad things? But I think parents, to a point, there's only so much you can fight.
Yeah.
It's true.
Well, well, we see Sam. Sam's always putting up a fight.
Oh, God.
I love it when she was like, out now, bus stop. They're like, we won't ask for anything. We'll help you with the groceries. I was like, oh, that worked.
I know.
Okay.
That was great.
Yeah.
We also got some Sunny stuff again, so she's a thing, and I like Sunny. I do like Sunny, but like I don't like Sunny.
Why?
Because I think that Sunny is what a lot of women turn into, especially in Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. And especially if they're successful starting off, they end up with these loser husbands, and they just but they're perfect still somehow. And I like it because I feel like we see Sunny the way Sam sees Sunny.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I can't necessarily comment on Sunny and that relationship, but what I can absolutely resonate with is when they went to the doctor. He was like, you're fine. You get up on the seat.
Yeah, when
yes,
he said,
yes.
oh, you're fine. You don't need anything. After like really looking at her, really examining.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, get up on the seat.
Yeah.
I love that
And
scene.
he's like,
That was
you
great.
you were fresh in that picture 14 years ago. You were fresh.
Now you're
Tired. I swear. So I went to a liposuction consultation in 2008, right? That's probably about
I like
20
that we
pounds.
know you're like in 2008.
Oh, I'm a big numbers person. I can tell you like Tupac songs, years, days that came out, time.
my
I'm a big number
gosh.
person. Yeah, I'm weird like that. So I go to a lipo.
Wow, so flat.
So I went to a lipo consultation 08. I was about 20 pounds heavier than this. And, you have to take off your clothes. So I take them off, and it literally reminded me of that moment, which made me crack up. Because he's like, oh, yes. So when did you have your first child? And I was like, that's why I'm here. I've never had a child. And it just, because that's how they are. Like, that doctor was like, see this? Fresh. Oh. So, like,
Shut
literally.
up.
So when he did that, it reminded me of the doctor who literally, like, lifted my back and was like, see this? Oh, yeah. And I was like, oh. Yeah. And they were just like, a lot of times, like, oh. And I was like, okay.
Really? So that's actually how they do it.
Oh, my God,
there.
yeah.
Oh, my God.
And they took it out, and they were like, so a large lipo, because it's a little large, it'll make about $12,000. And I was like, oh. I was like, okay, great. Can I call you and schedule next week? And just like Sam did. Sam was like, I need to think before spending, because it was, what, $45,000?
$45,000.
No, that was just the neck.
Yeah, and then 50
the face,
was the half.
Yeah, so close to $100,000, pretty much $100,000.
I don't think it costs that much for that, though.
I think depending on where you go.
I think the neck might be less than what that was, but I think that the half facelift is about right.
Oh, is it? Oh, is
my
it?
mom has some friends that, live in San Diego and just look like they moved to California and just didn't stop. Like, they,
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's expensive.
It is expensive.
But that was hilarious. But I mean, she knew it. That's what I love about Sam. That's why I really do love this show. It reminds me of myself in a sense of like, I know my faults. I know my damn faults. If someone tells me I look tired, I got my dog 4 years ago. I show people pictures of him when he's a baby because he's so handsome. And I show the picture and they're like, oh my God, when was that? Like 10 years ago? I'm like, 3. That was 3 years ago. 4 years ago.
So it's like, you looked so pretty there.
Yeah, you're so young. You look so young and
look
fresh.
so skinny there. And I'm like, that isn't very nice. And they're like, but I just called you skinny. And I was like, no.
You could be skinny
No, you
there.
said I was.
Yes.
To get the
It's a thing. Well, I want to talk a little bit more because we were all at odds a bit about Sam and her manager. We weren't sure what this woman's motives were. I'm hoping, because I like to think the best in people, that this woman had disappointed Sam one too many times with offers like these.
That's what I was thinking.
And was trying to protect her. But at the same time, it's been so long that, the assistant was excited about this potential offer. And, I just worked on a TV show, and it is interesting now seeing the way the network and stuff is portrayed, and it's all very completely true.
You mean about ageism?
Ageism and, them agreeing with things, but, not just saying things in the room.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, to completely, you think you're fine, that's the way it's going to go, and then you get a call, and it's like, that's not what they meant.
Well, that's how HR is, right? Like director of people teams. Like literally, when you're about to fire somebody or tell them something, they're like, act as totally calm and cool as you can. They do that laugh, and they're just like, just don't say anything, act like everything's fine. That's really what they do. And they're like, oh yeah, just act like everything's fine. So that totally looked legit. But I think she was behind something. I think Sam has humiliated her in the past, and for that reason, the manager's like, okay, we'll let her know. And then she's like, no, my reputation's not going to be on the line. I'm about to represent this, young fresh buck that was in the show. And then she was just like, no, I'm not going to risk it.
I think just because of what this show is and their storylines, I feel like it really is that in this business there's a lot of disappointments, and then she didn't want to get her hopes up about this one role that she probably knew was already going to be given to someone else. So I think it was nothing more than just like how the biz is, and so that's why she didn't tell her. And then when it did fall through, it was just like, okay, it's another one bites the dust. I don't think that there was like another storyline with that, because this show doesn't really, I don't think they would have like a resentful character that's like trying to get back at her, because I think that storyline, even though it would be so fun to watch in like a show that's not like as like real and like just day-to-day life as this one, like that's the only reason I would think that wouldn't be the case, because what Better Things is,
Yeah, totally. Great way to put it. I totally get that.
I'm glad you brought that up, though, because there was one scene in this episode that I felt like this is funny, but this wouldn't happen to an actress that's been working forever. Was the, the Viagra or whatever it was.
Oh, the voiceover.
It was, don't get me wrong, it was so funny what she said.
So funny.
But someone that's been working in the biz for probably over 20 years, she wouldn't do that because she needs the job.
Oh, the one where she's cracking jokes about a guy.
Yeah, I was like, no, she would never do that. So I'm like, okay, you want to give us some of that? Like, give us some of, whatever it is, romance, or like hope of some sort, that this woman's future in her career, something is going to pay off. She's going to get some kind of win, and then we're going to get some kind of win by watching it.
Yeah, I would like that.
I would like that too, a lot. And, person I want to bring up, though, is this woman, Jen, who, she was not the creators of the show, but she was I don't even know what she was, maybe the showrunner, maybe these guys were super inexperienced guys. And
the Asian chick.
Yeah, the Asian chick.
Yeah.
Because at the beginning, she was like, are you joking me? But then she sold Sam so fantastically in the room with the network. She was worried about her name, but then I felt like she was disappointed when Rachel McAdams got thrown into the mix.
You're exactly right. Totally, she was. I
completely agree. Her face. And I was concerned in that one moment. I thought the two guys were going to be like, that's awesome, but we really wanted to go with Sam. And then the complete, like, reverse, how the tables turned, I enjoyed that.
Yeah. I think you're right. Her face looks at something. It's almost like she looked at the picture and she was like,
it's not right.
Yeah. And maybe that woman felt a certain type of way. Jen, is that her name?
Yeah.
Jen? Maybe Jen felt that way too, like that there is something going on with the women and the age, and maybe she's getting older, but that's a good point.
I don't know. It probably is going to be one of those one-drop things. I don't know if we'll ever see Jen again or these creators or whatnot, but one of them is one of the stars of Silicon Valley. Like, they're but at the same time, we know the cameos in the show are cameos.
Yeah. You know what's so interesting? I keep talking about age on the other after show that I do, relationship-oriented, so completely separate and distinct, but it is very interesting. I feel like this definitely attributes to society and how people feel and how everyone's in a rush, especially in the TV business in Hollywood. Age is like the minute you get over 28 or 27. You guys would know better than me. I haven't been in a hot minute. I think maybe even 26.
Turning 29 on Sunday.
Yeah, it's like you're old.
Woo!
It's like you're
birthday.
old.
Oh, this is your birthday episode. Happy birthday.
Yeah, I did Scream Queens on Tuesday, and at the end, I just like vomited out, well, my follow me on here, and my birthday's on Sunday, so you better wish me happy birthday. I get really weird about my birthdays, so apologies in advance. But
it's good to know.
Please.
Oh, I like that. That's the sound effect he gave you. Like,
Thanks,
you
Steve.
get weird about your birthdays. Oh,
1 year younger. But I agree. I think it's a theme that I hope is gonna be revisited. I don't know, but then I think that about a theme last episode, and then we don't.
No, I think it's a day by day. It's literally, what is it, Larry? Is it Larry David?
Mm-hmm.
That
Curb Your Enthusiasm?
There you go. This kind of, not at all the same, but this kind of reminds me of that. It's like a different episode has a different, almost like a Seinfeld per se.
Yeah.
A different episode has a theme, and that's it. Like you just said earlier.
Yeah, it's tricky to like, because usually shows like that are like sitcoms that are totally like not as real as this one, and this feels like it's going, it is a continuation like to an extent. But so I'm like waiting for something to rely on that's consistent in the show, and I like keep looking for it. Maybe these are just like deeper issues I have as a person.
Because I ain't looking for it. Yeah.
What can I rely on?
I'm the same way. I am the same way. On that note, guys, let's get into some predictions for next week. I feel you, Renee. I do.
We need a coaching
Now,
show.
your AfterBuzz
Actually, it's not a bad idea. We should pitch that.
Don't let anyone steal it.
As we say, live on air. No one take our idea. Okay, predictions.
That is a good.
I will say I think we're going to face a lot more disappointment in Sam's career as the episodes progress. I don't see like a movie role coming or that TV series. I also think that Max will continue to really frustrate me, and I hope we figure out why all of her kids, Max's friends, are in Max's room all the time.
In their underpants.
Do kids hang out in their underwear nowadays?
Somebody
Leave a comment
tell
below
us.
and let us know.
Please, somebody tell us. I predict that Sam is going to go on the trip with the teacher. Where was the trip?
Oh, yeah, I don't remember where the trip
I feel
was,
like
but
she's
yeah.
going to go on the trip with Frankie. I feel like we're going to see her cultivate a better relationship with her daughters by the end of the season.
Well, on that note, because we didn't even really, I felt very weird about the Frankie.
Carrie situation?
Was it Carrie's?
Yeah.
Okay.
Freaking Carrie.
Here's what I think. So we all think that Frankie is,
Carrie from 1973.
masculine. Frankie doesn't really know what she is, and she's always trying to pick a.
We're the only ones to say that. That's never said in the show, by the way.
No. But I think that, she's trying to, like, be something, and,
Yeah.
But you're right. We are making assumptions about her, which isn't cool. But I think that's what,
No, it's
like,
okay.
we're human, and that's what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
We're supposed to judge.
Yeah. And
No,
so
we are not judging.
I think that she is going to go on this trip, and she's going to bang that Asian guy. Sam is.
Carrie?
And then, Carrie.
I totally can see that.
And then Frankie's going to get really pissed at her mom, and her mom's going to be like, wait, I thought that, I'm confused now. I don't know. That's what I think. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. One more time, ladies, where can we find you on social media?
Hey guys, I'm Renee Ariel, and you can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at Renee Ariel. And make sure you check out my blog, catslipstickla.com. I recently did an article, How to Survive When Someone Doesn't Like You.
I'm HY So Fly. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Heather Yerrid.
And of course, obviously, don't forget to follow H. Flies. I can't even say it.
Coach Clairvoyant, whatever.
Don't forget to follow AfterBuzz TV at AfterBuzz TV. Use the hashtag ABTV Better Things. Tweet at us. You can find me, Sam Davidson, at samdavidsonentertainment.com, Twitter and Instagram at SamD43, and we will see you next week.
Next white.
Wish you a happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday to me. Bye, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Guys, we literally look at that. We got it.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.